Hey, everybody, this is Tell the Truth Sports Radio, and I'm your truth teller and host, Ron Fitch. I'm going to tell you the truth about the NFL. Let's talk about the Cowboys and Washington. The coach said they were going to win, and they did win. The Cowboys, they came out, I will say they came out smoking because Dak, they got a field goal, but then Dak threw an interception, and then the defense, Parsons and Lawrence, and that defensive line blew the Washington offensive line up the whole game. And they got to force a turnover. Cooper scores, 2-point conversion. And then Dorrance Armstrong, 37-yard fumble return after Parsons strip sack. Parsons gets you a turnover every game. I mean, the greats, the Bucketses and Lewises and LTs don't even do that. This guy's given the Cowboys a strip sack, interception, or whatever he does. He's causing turnovers every single Sunday. And they're up. They end up going up 24-0. And at half, I'm thinking, okay, get up 42-0, put this game away, send a message. They allow the Skins to come all the way back to cut to 27-20, and the Skins have an opportunity to tie the game in the fourth quarter. But the Cowboys hold on. And they're going to win the division, and it's a good road win. There's a couple of problems. You can't continue to do this. Your defense is too good. You have too much talent to give up leads. They were on the verge of giving this 24-0 lead up to Washington, who's a decent team. I mean, they play hard, and Ron Rivera's going to coach them up. They're nowhere near the talent as Dallas. And Dallas could have really sent a message. Now, they sent the message that they're going to win the division. And Washington, you are not winning this division, or we are the kings of the East. And they did that. But going forward, they're going to have more of a killer instinct if they want to get to where they have an opportunity to get. And the reason they have an opportunity, I'm not sold on their coach. I'm not sold on McCarthy. Dan Quinn's a pretty good defensive coordinator, but they have a galaxy of stars. Dallas is they're beyond talented. They're much more talented than any team in the NFL. Their line they got a world-class offensive line. The claw, they call him the claw on the offensive tackle, Smith, who's just shuts you out, Martin, and all those guys. You got Dak Prescott as a Pro Bowl quarterback. You have Elliott, who's solid, not the Ezekiel Elliott old, but you got Pollard, who, if you give the ball to, could potentially go 80 to 90 yards on a screen pass, on a kick return, or a run. And you have CeeDee Lamb and Pollard are guys that can go the distance every time they touch the ball. They're that extraordinary. Cooper's a great route runner that makes it happen. And at the goal line, he's good at the goal line because he's a superb route runner. Schultz can get you points. I'm gonna use an NBA line. They get you buckets. The Cowboys gonna get buckets. Their defense is got a ton of talent. Van Der Esch, Parsons at the linebacker. Parsons is unblockable. I watched him. He's fast. He's strong. He gets around you. He's going to get to the quarterback. He's going to get to the running back. He just does everything right. He's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year. You have a Defensive Player of the Year on your team. And you have Diggs at corner, who makes plays. Who gets burned, but he's aggressive. That's my kind of corner. Their safeties are solid. Their linebackers are good. Their defensive line is one of the best in the NFL with Lawrence back. You got one of the best. You control the whole line of scrimmage against every team you play if you play your potential. You could run it. You could pass it. You could stop the run. You could stop the pass. You could do everything. You make kicks. So there's no excuse. I don't completely trust this team because I don't trust McCarthy when things get tight. And I'm going to tell you something else. I'm going to get to this next team. You get a 24-0 lead against Brady and let him come back. You're going to get your heart broken in the playoffs. And you're going to be like, man, we had too much talent not to go to the Super Bowl. You're better than Tampa. Because Tampa's corners, I'm not sold to Tampa's corners. Every other play, the Buccaneers corners commit pass interference penalties that they get away with. So the Cowboys, and I watched that Cowboy Buccaneer game. Cowboys should have. They missed kicks. They missed opportunities at the end of the game. You can't do that against Brady because Brady he'll break the Cowboy fans and the Cowboys' heart. Aaron Rodgers will too. You go play Green Bay. Maybe you have to go to Green Bay, and you blow up. You saw how fast Green Bay came on back against Chicago. Within a twinkling of an eye, Rodgers is boom, 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 3 touchdowns. You're up 24-0 now, 28-24 Green Bay. You got to develop from now to the plus. You better develop a killer instinct if you want to get to the Super Bowl. You're a playoff team. You're a Super Bowl contender because no one on this planet, they could be the most talented team in sports. That's how much talent Dallas has. But don't waste the talent. I've seen talent wasted. You don't want to waste that talent. But now the Bills and the Buccaneers, my Super Bowl pick, the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to rearrange. I'm going to do a reboot at the end of the year. And if I don't see what I see out of Buffalo got to make the playoffs first. Buffalo's down 24-3 because Brady and Fournette. Fournette had over 100 yards, and Brady was solid. Brady was his usual self, throwing a touchdown, had a touchdown run, throwing a touchdown to Mike Evans, and a touchdown at the end of the game. But they're up 24-3. The Bills come all the way back and tie the game at 27. When they have it's 27-24, they're driving down the field. This is why Buffalo, and I watched this against the Patriots, their play calling is way too conservative. Their route running, they're not running first down routes. Go back and watch the game. They're running on 3rd and 7. They're getting 3. And they got a couple of lucky 4th down plays. And then they get to the goal line and they end up having to settle for a field goal. The play call was not great. It may have been pass interference. That's the second time that happened to them. But I didn't like the play call. They weren't aggressive. They don't run it because Josh Allen is their leading rusher who now he's somewhat injured. He's supposed to play next week. And then they end up going to overtime. And I'm thinking, oh, man, if Tampa gets the ball, this game's over. But Buffalo gets the ball, and they're very conservative, lousy play calling toward the end of the game, lousy play calling toward the end of the Patriot game where they couldn't score. And they pumped the ball to Tampa, and I turned the set off. Being I picked Buffalo to go to Super Bowl, I knew Tampa was going to win. And they come down and kick. They come down and score. Richard Perlin. Brady's like, I'm not wasting time on a field goal. 58-yard touchdown pass from Brady. And they end up beating the Bills, doing what they do best. Tampa's 10-3, along with Green Bay. Tampa and Green Bay are going to be fighting for home field, along with Dallas and the Rams, and they're all in the Cardinals. They're all group. That's the group of 5, pretty much, when in the NFC. And Brady had 363 yards, 2 touchdowns. Allen had 308 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he's a leading rusher at 109. You can't have that. They got to do better with the running game, but they just don't have a running game. And they're going to get their heart broke without no running game. So they're the team to beat right now, and I'm not super crazy about them, but right now it's the Chiefs because they blew out the Raiders. And I want to talk about this game. The Raiders, knowing full well how mad the Chiefs were last year when they rode around the stadium and taunted the Chiefs, then they come out and step on the 50-yard line to proclaim, we're here and we're stupid. And that's stupid. The interim coach has got to not allow that. And Mark Davis has got to be upset. And that the Chiefs were already motivated to blow them out after what happened last year. And they came out and a strip fumble off the running play, touchdown. And then they come out and they were up 35-3 at the half. And they just annihilated the Raiders. And they shut the Raiders down. Their defense has been solid. Spagnuolo's doing a good job. Ingram is been pretty solid, but Jones is so good. You know the Honey Badgers are going to give you work on the back end. And they're playing solid. And the Chiefs, love to get that home field advantage in Kansas City. I love, I'm a Steeler fan, so I love my guys. But I love, if my team is not there, I love watching a playoff game and at Arrowhead. It's just the atmosphere is terrific. And you're going to get that, I believe, because Tennessee without, they won, but Tennessee without Derrick Henry till the playoffs. I think Pittsburgh has an opportunity to beat Tennessee at home. So that would help that's a huge if. Because I guaranteed the Steelers were going to lose last week through divine intervention. The divine intervention took place at the end of the game. But if Tennessee doesn't win in Pittsburgh, I think New England's going to get clipped up. Kansas City has they play the Chargers. Can't wait. At LA on Monday night. Oh man, after Monday night show is going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy that. Chiefs I think they're going to take the Chargers out, even though the Chargers looked fantastic yesterday. I look at the standings. It is what it is in the AFC, but that was a good win by the Chiefs. And the other game I was looking at that was big was the Packers staying afloat, right in the mix of things. And the Bears were on a mission to get revenge after what Rodgers said. They were in there. They were close. They had the lead 27-21, and then Aaron Rodgers took over, and they had 24 points in the second half. He started to catch fire. 29-37, 341 yards, 4 touchdowns, 141 QBR rating. Yikes. He is just amazing. Like him and Brady could be on a collision course. I got to see how the rest of the year plays out, but it's going to be a real exciting last 4 weeks in the NFL. All right. The Rams and the Cardinals. The Rams beat the Cardinals. It was a nice win by the Los Angeles Rams, 30-23. And I will tell you, let's talk about the key plays of this game, shall we? Well, it was 3-0 Cardinals. And the Cardinals were driving for a chance to go up 10-0. This is one of the biggest plays in the game. Todd Murray got picked off. Aaron Donald tips the ball. He gets picked off. The Rams drive down the field. Odell Beckham, who scored a touchdown in the last 3 games, scores a touchdown from Matthew Stafford, ran an outrageously good pattern. 7-3. They go up 10-3. It's 13-13 at the half. But the Rams are playing a little better than the Cardinals. They're playing a lot better than the Cardinals. And the Cardinals gave up a touchdown, 3 plays, 75 yards. Van Jefferson. This was one of many dimes that Stafford threw. This was an amazing throw for 52 yards. Then they turn Kyler Murray. I don't want to say it was a bad interception because Floyd caught it. He had Ertz open in the flat, and it looked like he threw a good pass to Ertz. Floyd is so tall, uses jumping ability to get the interception. Niners go up 14 points. Okay. Niners up 14, and Kyler Murray doesn't get discouraged. No matter what he does, interceptions, touchdowns, he comes down. They get within 7. But the Rams have this big-time drive, 10 plays, 60 yards. It should have been a touchdown. They missed a huge face mask penalty. I was hoping that wasn't going to hurt the Rams. Or I don't want to see Rams or Cardinals, no matter who I'm rooting for, I don't want to see a call affect the game. That could have affected the game. They only get a field goal. They're up 10. Cardinals drive down the field. Long on the Rams drops an interception, which would have ended the game. Cardinals get a field goal. Kyler Murray took a bad sack, and they kick a field goal. They don't really have enough time to get the onside kick, but they ran out of time because of penalties, and Kyler Murray takes another bad sack, and the Rams end up winning, and they're 1 game closer to the Cardinals. And this was a big win for the Rams. They needed their only other team with a winning record they beat was Tampa Bay. They beat the brakes off Tampa Bay. Now you look at the standings. Well, let's look at the stats. Kyler Murray didn't have a great game. He threw 2 interceptions. He was 34 of 49. He had 383 yards, but Connor played good in the receiving area, and he ran it pretty good, had a touchdown. But what's making the Rams go right now is McVay's jewel here, Sonny Michel, 79 yards of good, solid, in between the tackle running, and that sets up the play action. And then they did have Ramsey and Big B. They'll have him back off the COVID list. Big B will be huge because now the Rams are finding themselves. Von Miller is integrated in the defense. Aaron Donald's going to be Aaron Donald. Floyd's going to be Floyd. And Williams and Long played very good in the secondary. So now you combine that with Ramsey. They're going to, if I'm the Rams, I look at what the Cowboys are doing. We have to match how great they're playing defense. And we got to get some more turnovers like the Cowboys. They're running the ball. They got the balance. They're on that level of Green Bay. Now, Green Bay beat them up a little, but they'll get a second chance. They may get a second chance at Green Bay. And this is what I'm seeing in the NFC. You got the power. You got the group of 5, the power 5. Green Bay 10-3, Arizona 10-3, Tampa 10-3, Cowboys 9-4, Rams 9-4. Those are the dudes in that division. Now either of those teams could get to the Super Bowl. I would say less Arizona because they don't kind of runs it, but they don't run it like what Green Bay does. And now Leonard Fournette starting the power run. Dallas has the power running game. Rams have the power running game. Arizona, they run it a little bit, but it's still a little finessey. I love what AJ Green's doing, and Ertz and Hopkins, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I just think that they're a player or two short from being in a Super Bowl. Green Bay set. Defensively, they're playing a lot tougher. And I love I'm watching the Kyler Murray sack now. And he gets sacked, as you hear from the ESPN feed. Murray took that bad sack too, man. But Green Bay is playing a lot better. Tampa Bay's Tampa Bay. They're starting to play like the defending champs. But I keep telling you, I don't like that secondary. And bad habits and weaknesses show up in the playoffs. That's why I'm concerned about Dallas and not having a killer instinct that could rear its ugly head in a devastating way in the playoffs. The Rams shored up their run defense a little bit, but I want to see more. You got Minnesota coming up. You got some teams that run the ball well, and that'll let me know where they are. But that's the NFC. And watch out for the Niners. The Niners, that was a gutsy win in Cincinnati. Everybody else in the NFC is just mediocre. It's the mediocre zone with all the other bottom teams. But Frisco could be a live dog if Garofalo doesn't make that big mistake. That with Samuel and with the way Kittle is the best tight in the NFL, with the way they play, and with Bosa getting after you and how physical they are, that team can travel because of how they play. So they wouldn't mind going to Arizona or Green Bay or Tampa. That wouldn't scare them, the way they play. And they got a lot to prove after that choke job in their Super Bowl. Then last year, they were a mess, and they want to get back. But it's going to be hard to get through that group of 5. But that's a team I'm looking at. And the AFC is just – I don't think New England's ready yet because they don't have the guy that could blow the top off the lid off the defense. Tennessee, I'm waiting to see what Henry's going to come back. The MVP of the league is not there. So they're compromised. And Kansas City I want to see that offense still start to click a little more. The defense is playing well. I don't trust Baltimore. Chargers are not ready yet. And Indianapolis too reckless. They're a Super Bowl type team. And Buffalo is a team I picked. I don't. And then after that, it's just the mediocre zone. So there you have it. That is the NFL all in a nutshell. But congratulations to the Rams. That was a very good win. They are definitely in the Super Bowl mix.